Ladies and gentlemen, kindly open your cam. Who among you came from the school a while back?
Sir.
So meron,
Sir.
okay, tatlo.
Sir,
Anong oras ang huling klase nyo?
6:10 sir. Sa Legarda po.
Ayun na ang problema. 6:10. Yun ang problema. Because I'm planning on making this a hybrid, face-to-face and online, depending on the situation. Yan ang problema kung mayroong 6:10 ang dismissal from the school. Is your class, yung may 6:10 na class, ay 6:10 matatapos ang klase, is that pure face-to-face?
Yes sir.
Yun na nga. Problema. So, hindi pala pwede ang hybrid sa atin. Malilit yung iba. Anyways, this virtual class is recorded. To those who will be late or who are late, a record of this conversation or discussion will be sent to them para makahabol naman sila. So, without so much ado, ladies and gentlemen, we will be tackling about the course syllabus of this subject, CDI 9, Technical Report Writing 2 on legal forms. Allow me to share my screen. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, take down notes whenever you can. Because some of my statement may not be written on the material. Can you see my screen, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who are using a cellular phone? Ayun na.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So, hindi na siya readable sa inyo?
Nababasa naman, sir.
Babasa. How was your first day of classes? Wala last week, di ba? Binagyo tayo last week. In your other subject, how was your first day of school? Okay naman. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, as the dean advised, we have to be strict for this SEM. Thus, you have to comply, you have to attend in every class because just one activity you might miss may be tantamount for you to fail in either the exam or class standing. Okay? So you have to make sure of yourself to attend 100% of our class. So our subject for today, ladies and gentlemen, is CDI 9. That's the course code. And its description is Technical Report Writing 2 or legal forms. So we will be dealing with legal forms in relation to police operations, diba? Whenever you do police operation, what type of police operation? Especially arrest, warrantless arrest, or service of warrant of arrest, or service of search warrant which now resulted positive, you have to conduct or to write what? Aside from your spot report, investigation report, you have to do your affidavit of arrest. So that starts your legal form. Legal form. So herein is our course description. This course covers the different legal forms or legal documents used by various agencies, not only the police, but also other law enforcement agencies, to include PDEA, Coast Guard, BGMP, BFP, the courts, and so on and so forth. Bureau of Customs, jail, Bucor. Yan, kasama lahat yan. Including judicial and quasi-judicial bodies and private institutions. So what are these private institutions? Even security guards are required to do affidavit of arrest if they were able to apprehend an offender within their area of responsibility. So these security guards are considered as private under private institution. So I believe you are all third year. Are you?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Aba, may advance. Anong year? Miss Kinyo, anong year ka?
Second, sir.
Aba, naka-advance ka. Buti inalaw ka. Sa amin nun, stricto eh. Kung ano yung nasa, ano bang tawag doon? Course plan, dapat nasusunod. Yung pang subject na pang second year lang. Pang third year lang. Wala ka na bang ma-enroll na iba? Are you a working
Wala,
student?
sir.
Or
No,
have you
sir.
failed a subject before?
Wala, sir.
Walang bagsak. Working student siguro. Kasi most often than not, pagka wala kang bagsak, black section ka supposedly eh. Pagka black section ka, means to say, lahat ng mga classmate mo sa isang subject, classmate mo the entire SEM. Pero kung medyo may iba kang pinagkakabisihan such as part-time ka, magiging international ka talaga. So, per subject, iba-iba ang magiging classmates mo. Anyways, that's not a problem. So, let's proceed. Is this subject 4 units or 3 units? 3 units lang, no? 3 units lang dapat to. So, what are the prerequisites? I believe that these are the prerequisites. You should have undergone CDI 1 as CDI 5, Technical Report Writing 1. Lahat ba kayo natapos nyo?
CDI 3 namin, sir.
CDI 3 ang Technical Report Writing sa inyo?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, CDI 3 sa UC. In other school, it's 5. 3 pala sa inyo. So, who among you class have not undergone Technical Report Writing 1? Kasi kung meron, we have to brief you on the connection of the spot report, progress report, and final report to the legal forms. Pero kung natapos nyo yun, wala tayong problema. So, silence means no, I believe. I presume you have all undergone CDI 1? CDI 3. Ayan, CDI 3. Technical Report Writing
Yes, sir.
1. What? Mr. Castaneda? CDI N1, criminal investigation, because you must know the concept of investigation before you do report writing, di ba? And before you know or you proceed to legal, technical forms, legal forms. LEA 4 is on police operation, specifically investigation and service of warrant of arrest, service of search warrant, arrest via valid warrantless arrest, and warrantless searches. So, yun yung mga importante lang sa under LEA 4, police operation, law enforcement operations. And CLJ1, the flow of our pillars, 5 pillars of the criminal justice system. So, dapat alam din natin yan kung ano ba yung mga procedure ng criminal justice system natin in relation to the usage of the appropriate legal forms. Kasi per stage, meron tayong legal form. If the case is within the level of the PNP, ano yung mga legal forms na meron dyan? Dapat affidavit of arrest. Ano pa? Complaint of the complainant or the victim. So, yun. Now, if affidavit of witnesses, kung meron din. Tapos after that, if the case reach the level of the prosecutor will now require the respondent to submit his counter affidavit. So, another legal form ulit, di ba? Counter affidavit. So, dapat alam nyo din yan. So, you are already second year, third year. We need not discuss the UC philosophy, vision, and vision. Alam nyo na yan. The UC objectives, alam nyo na rin yan. The college objective, the CCJE objective, alam nyo na rin yan. Hindi kayo aabot ng second year or third year na hindi nyo yan alam, di ba? So, in our course, yan, the course outcomes should be as follows. To demonstrate full understanding on the concept of technical report writing to or the legal forms in relation to law enforcement. Law enforcement and criminal justice system. Yan. Internalize and adapt the necessity of technical report writing and legal forms in relation to the criminal justice system. We have to demonstrate profound understanding on the principles and elements of technical report writing. The difference between the legal forms, because each legal form has its own distinct purpose and function. Diba? May kanya-kanyang purpose yung mga legal forms na yan. Including the forms needed in every legal steps or procedures. So we have to explain the essence of each legal form. Ano ba ang importansya ng legal form na yan? Pagka hindi natin ginawa yung legal form, ano yung magiging epekto niya? Mayroon ba siyang epekto? Kung kayo, police, mayroon ba siyang side effect sa inyo? So, you should also apply the basic principles of technical report writing to include the necessary attachment. Let's say, for example, you are the investigator. You have to file a case. What are the legal forms that are supposed to be in that case folder? So, those are the topics under this subject. So, to include the necessary attachment or legal forms in a given scenario. So, later on, I will be giving you scenario. Depende kung kaya ng strength natin, pwedeng individual. Pero kung hindi, gagawin nyo per group. In preparation to your subject, criminal procedure. Kasi, kailangan nyo yan sa criminal procedure nyo. So, we have here the program outcomes or the student outcomes of the subject, the course outcomes, learning outcomes, and topics. The teaching and learning activities, modality, either synchronous or asynchronous, the assessment tools on how do we assess if you have learned something from our discussion or topics, and the materials we are about to or we are supposed to use. So our program outcomes are as follows: to engage in lifelong learning and understand the need to keep abreast with the developments in report writing and affidavits, or the techniques in report writing. So the course outcomes, that to demonstrate full understanding on the concept of technical report writing in relation to law enforcement operations and the criminal justice system. So we have to know the connection of these legal forms to law enforcement operations and to criminal justice system. We also have to internalize and adapt the necessary or the necessity of technical report writing and the legal forms in relation to the criminal justice system. So, under our learning objectives or outcomes, we have to discuss the course syllabus. So, this is what we are doing now. Discussion of our course syllabus. So, the course topics, course description, prerequisites, and the general objectives of the subject. Discussion. So, okay na yan. Next is we have to define an affidavit. What is an affidavit? We have to enumerate and distinguish the elements and parts of the affidavit. Diba? If you have parts of a investigation report, we also have parts for affidavits. We have to explain the legal implication of affidavit and the legal consequences of false and untruthful facts in an affidavit. So most often than not, non-participation of witnesses would result probably to the dismissal of the case, di ba? So kung hindi nag-participate ang mga witnesses, wala silang affidavit of witnesses, yung mga police, walang affidavit of first responder, walang affidavit of arrest, most probably, ano mangyayari sa kaso na final nila? We cannot be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt the guilt of the perpetrator, di ba? Because what is the quantum of evidence needed in a criminal case? Ano yung kailangan natin? Ano yung quantum of evidence na kailangan natin to convict an offender in a criminal procedure? Di ba? Proof beyond reasonable doubt. So, means to say, walang kaduda-duda, dapat na mapatunayan natin sa korte na may krimeng nangyari at yung akusado ay walang kaduda-duda na siya yung gumawa. Now, just one doubt, kung meron mang one doubt, just one doubt, created by the defense na hindi na-prove ng prosecution may result to the dismissal of the case or to the acquittal of the accused. Now, what are the basis of the testimony of witnesses or the complainant? Siyempre, the affidavit of complaint, di ba? Yan din. So, affidavit din yan. What else? Affidavit of the arresting officers. The affidavit of the personnel who implemented the search warrant. The affidavit of first responders and affidavit of witnesses. Yung mga yan, kailangan natin yan. Without those, it may result to the dismissal or probably acquittal of the offender. So those are the implication or the necessity of affidavit. Now, what are the consequences if in case a witness or an accused has executed a false fact in his counter affidavit? Anong mangyayari pagka later on napatunayan na ang isang tao nagsinungaling sa kanyang affidavit? That's a no-no, di ba? Why? Because you have taken under oath tapos magsisinungaling ka sa korte. Ano kaso mo pag nagsinungaling ka sa korte. At pag napatunayan na nagsinungaling ka sa korte, you will be facing a criminal case of perjury, di ba? Perjury. So that's the consequence of false or untruthful facts in an affidavit and a court testimony. So we have to define define affidavit, the elements in writing an affidavit, the parts of an affidavit, the legal implication of affidavit, and the legal consequences of executing falsehood, false or untruthful facts in an affidavit. So another learning outcome, we have to communicate effectively in preparation to your criminal procedure. You as a class should work effectively and independently if it is required to be independent. But if it's required to be a group activity, then you must participate to your group mates as a group. So work effectively and independently in multidisciplinary and multicultural teams as arresting officers, investigators, or witnesses. You have to apply knowledge, skills in criminal detection and investigation, law enforcement operations, and criminal law and jurisprudence. Bakit? So, dapat yung mga legal forms natin ay connected rin sa CLJ subject. So, dapat may background din kayo sa CLJ for you to determine how to appropriately use the legal forms. So, as follows are our learning outcomes. Demonstrate profound understanding on the roles and functions of the arresting officers and investigators. Paulit-ulit lang para hindi kayo mawala. And the roles of witnesses. Pagka-witness ka, ano ang role mo sa isang criminal case? Hindi yung magsasalita ka lang. You have first to execute an affidavit, which we call affidavit of witnesses. And you have to attach evidence if you possess evidence, kung meron man. We have two types of evidence, di ba? We have what we call expert, two types of evidence, two types of witnesses, di ba? We have the expert witness and the regular witness. Now, your expert witness, the content of their testimony are based on their expertise. So, who are these expert witnesses? These are our crime lab or forensic group personnel. Our medical practitioners, they are expert, di ba? So, kahit nawala sila sa crime scene, pwede silang mag-testify on matters based on their expertise, based on their scientific researches. Yan. Yan yung mga ating expert witnesses. Now, while our ordinary witness needs to be in the crime scene. So, yun yung difference nila. Yung ating ordinary witness should be within the crime scene during the perpetration of the crime. Bakit? Because the content of their testimony or their affidavit is solely based on their five senses. So, ano ba yung mga senses natin? The sense of touch, sense of sight, yung nakikita nyo, sense of smell, sense of hearing, sense of taste, kung anong lasa. Diba? So, kung ano man yung mga yon na nakuha nyo through your five senses in relation to a crime, those will be the content of your affidavit. And later on, the content of your testimony in court during the trial. So what are the basis of your testimony in trial? Of course, the content of your testimony. The content of your affidavit, I mean. And what is the reference or what is your basis in your what is the basis of of the content of your affidavits? Those that you were able to gather through your five senses. So we have here affidavit of witnesses, affidavit of complaint, either in criminal case or in admin case. So pwede yan. We have also, now in the PNP, we have units who files criminal cases, di ba? Yan yung mga CIDG natin, Criminal Investigation and Detection Group. Yan. We also have the IMEG, the Integrity Monitoring Enforcement Group. So, ang kinakasuhan ng mga IMEG, yung kapwa nilang pulis na nagkakamali, di ba? Now, how about PNP unit who files administrative case? So, meron din tayong yung head of office. Pwedeng si COP, pwedeng si PD, pwedeng si RD. Pwedeng si IAS, the Internal Affairs Service. So, the difference between criminal case and admin case, I believe, alam nyo na yan. Affidavit of witnesses, either in criminal case or in admin case. Application for search warrant. Take note, ladies and gentlemen, that we have the right to be secure in our places, properties, and its effect, di ba? Now, a police officer cannot search our premises without a valid search warrant. So, kailangan muna nila ng search warrant bago tayo ma-searchan, di ba? Unless if the reference for that search warrant is falling under the circumstances of a warrantless search, such as search incidental to a valid arrest. Pag ang tao nakagawa ng krimen, okay lang yan na ma-searchan. Bakit? Malamang may kontraband. Malamang may weapon. Pagka hindi kinapkapan, baka gamitin pa sa pulis. So, application for search warrant, application for warrant. Search warrant, ayan. Application for search warrant. Application or petition to wiretap. It is illegal to wiretap. But if we have a court order for wiretap, then it becomes legal. Di ba? So, okay lang. Pwede yan. Valid yung wiretap niya. Pero kung walang permit ng court, walang court order, illegal yung wiretapping. So, complaint form for any crime. Affidavit of desistance. Now, we also have what we call affidavit of desistance. Whenever the witness or the victim or the complainant is no longer interested to pursue his case, he may execute an affidavit of desistance. Yan. So, para hindi na mag-proceed yung kanyang kaso. So, those will be the content of our discussion later on. So, reply affidavit. You also have to learn reply affidavit. Now, who does a reply affidavit? Paano ba mangyayari yan? Di ba? Complaint. After the complaint, may attachment yan. Kung may witness, affidavit of witnesses. Magkasama yan sa case folder. Now, a copy of that will be furnished by the prosecutor to the accused. The accused will now execute his counter affidavit. So, sasabihin yung defenses niya nakalagay doon sa counter affidavit. Ngayon, pagka nabasa ni complainant yung yung counter affidavit ni accused, pwedeng mag-reply affidavit ulit si complainant. So, yan ang reply affidavit. We also have the what we call rejoinder affidavit on any crime or administrative case. When we say rejoinder affidavit, parang yung isang affidavit ng isang tao will be joined or connected to the affidavit of another witness. So, counter affidavit, nauna yung counter affidavit, dapat nauna yung counter affidavit bago yung reply affidavit. We also have here affidavit of denial for NBI clearance, affidavit of undertaking, affidavit of loss, deposition of witness, memorandum for preliminary investigation, motion for reconsideration for admin case. Now, why do we need motion for reconsideration? Mostly if we have a new found evidence not presented during the trial, we may move for motion for reconsideration of a new trial. So, panibagong trial in relation to the newly discovered evidence. Pwede rin yan. Remedyo yan para hindi ma-finalize kaagad yung decision ng summary hearing officer in administrative case. In criminal case, we call him judge, yung decision ng judge. We also have here commitment order. So, ano ba yung commitment order? Yan yung order na ibibigay sa inyo ng BJMP upon turnovering of a arrested or of an arrested offender. So, yan, commitment order ang tawag dyan. Petition or application for compulsory confinement for drug dependent, petition or application for voluntary confinement for drug dependent. So, meron tayong compulsory, that's the difference. Compulsory, we also have the voluntary confinement for drug dependent. We also have the application for voluntary confinement for drug dependent through representation. So, when we say representation, ayaw nung tao na magpa-confine, pero yung family niya malamang ang nagre-represent sa kanya. And other legal forms relevant to law enforcement. So, those will be the scope of our subject. So, take note of this, ladies and gentlemen, that your midterm will be composed of 50% of your class standing plus 50% of the result of your exam. Okay? So, dapat maka 50% kayo sa class standing and 50% sa exam for you to be able to pass in the midterms. Follows now your final tentative grade. So, how do we compute your final tentative grade or your tentative final grade? It composed of 50% of your final class standing and 50% will be coming from the result of your final exam. So, that will be your tentative final grade. Now, how do we compute your final grade? It will be 50% of your midterm grade plus 50% of your final grade. So, that will be your final grade. So, that will now be registered to your portal. Yun yung mariregister sa portal nyo. Okay? So, we need not discuss the references. Anyways, this syllabus will be forwarded to you. Before we dismiss, do you have questions, ladies and gentlemen?
None, sir.
None, sir.
None.
Sir.
Wait. You will be graded for your attendance. Magkukuha lang ako ng screenshot. I acknowledge presence of ilan na ba? Ilan na kayo?
38, sir.
Yun na nga eh. Konti. Now, may I ask, have you ever seen an example of an affidavit of arrest?
Not yet.
Not yet. Wait lang ah. Kuhanan ko lang kayo ng screenshot for your attendance.